Seconds.
Welcome to Clever Title Pending, a proud member of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. We talk to creatives about creativity and the business behind them. So type in your questions and become part of the conversation. And now, here's your host, Brian K. Morris.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Tuesday, June 29th, 2021 edition of Clever Title Pending, where we talk to creatives about creativity and the business behind it. Thank you for being here tonight. We've got a great show. I think you're going to love the Heroes for Kids, folks. If you're into cosplay, if you're into conventions, if you're into any of that sort of thing, stay tuned. I think you're in for some fun. And speaking of fun, I want to thank everyone. I want to thank, as always, our ongoing sponsor, Jeffrey Hayes' Fun. And he is also the artist on my brand new book, Snow Ambition, the fourth in the Snow Short series from Ben Books, available for 99 cents now on Amazon. So anyway, check him out. We'll be thanking the Rising Tide Network in a minute. But because I just hit the wrong button, what else is new? But anyway, check out plasmafiregraphics.com when the look of your book matters to you. Do you want an incredible book cover or wraparound book cover or a comic book cover? Do you want graphics that'll help you sell your project? Do you want a beautiful trailer like you just saw? Then contact Jeffrey Hayes at plasmafiregraphics.com. Don't forget their Facebook page and check him out. He's also really affordable. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. Also, we want to thank our Rising Tide Network compatriots. We have your entertainment and information covered 7 days a week. And take a screenshot of this, but we are going to have some changes. We've got some new shows coming up, including The Truthmongers, starting July 14th with Ted Davies and Glenn B. Fleming. They're going to investigate conspiracy theories and all kinds of wonderful, wonderful things like that. So please tune in. But we have all kinds of information that you can use. We have conversation. We even teach you how to mix adult drinks and how to murder each other safely with bladed weapons. So please check out the Rising Tide Broadcast Network for all your entertainment needs. Also, thank you to our Patreon subscribers. Patreon is a monthly subscription service where just for a small monthly allowance, you can directly support your favorite creators, of which I hope I am one. Anyway, check out www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris and see what cool stuff you get in return for supporting me. And so we have dilly-dallied long enough. Let's bring some wonderful people in. I've known them for years. They are a wonderful, positive group, a real force in the Midwest for taking care of the kids and the community. They are on model with their cosplay, and they've been at this a while. They do a lot of traveling, and they're also doing a convention on July 17th. I will be there along with these wonderful people. And speaking of wonderful people, I'm unmuting them, and I'm going to share the screen with them. I'd like to welcome Jessica John from left to right. Dennis Manning, Lonnie Johnson, and Jessica Johnson of Heroes for Kids. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing good.
Doing great.
Good. We'll hope we can maintain that for the next 2 hours. Anyway.
Of course we will.
Anyway, I'm going to give you guys the spotlight here. I would like you guys to tell our audience who you are and why you're so gosh darn awesome.
Oh boy.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure at all. Well, we're Heroes for Kids, as Brian had introduced us. Jessica, my wife, Dennis, close friend of ours. How we ran into you, we're still trying to figure that out. But hey,
At least you didn't run over me. That's the main thing.
And then myself, we started Heroes for Kids in out of the the brains of my child, of our children.
Kids. Yeah.
We were down at the Superman celebration, and they thought it'd be neat to see Dad dress up as Superman. So that's pretty much what hit it off. My wife and I, myself and Jess, we've always done charity work outside of this before we started this, and whether it be volunteering our time, donating money, whatever. And when the kids thought it'd be cool to see me dressed as Superman, I was like, hey, why don't we try starting something and doing something with that? 2015 was when I ran into Dennis at Cape Comic Con, and we pretty much found out that we lived here in the same town for several years. Had no idea we knew each other. Our paths in I'm a 19-year law enforcement officer. Dennis is a former law enforcement officer and an Army veteran. And he also, at the time, I had no idea he cosplayed, and his Captain America looked awesome. And we pretty much struck it off as friends. And here we are now, almost 6.5 years later.
That's fantastic. Now, and I think I knew Dennis before I knew you and Jess, because I remember Dennis used to show up at the celebration as Batman.
Yes.
In an ever-evolving Batman suit. And I think now would be the time, going from left to right, name the cosplays you do during your appearances. Let's start with Dennis and move on to Lonnie and Jess.
Oh my gosh.
We should have brought a note. We should have brought a notebook.
Okay. The characters I've cosplayed, obviously Batman, Captain America, Green Lantern, The Flash, Daredevil. I've got like 3 or 4 versions of Cyclops, Wolverine, Ragman, and Austin Powers. And I'm working on a Sir Dennis of the Round Table type of costume now. And
Nice.
I'm also upgrading my Green Lantern. So that's what I've got going on right now.
Very cool. Lonnie, how about you?
Oh boy! Again, like I said, I started out with Superman. Actually, no. I started out with Brandon Lee's The Crow. That was one of the first. That was one of the first cosplays I did. Actually, it was back before it was even called cosplay. It was called costuming.
Yep.
And then I've done The Crow for many years. And then when the kids thought it'd be cool for me to dress up as Superman, I started Superman. I've got 5 different variations of Superman I do. I do the Joker, Gambit, the Punisher, Red Hood.
A lot of bad guys.
Come on.
I've only got one. I've actually got a bad guy. I've got the Penguin, but yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You got to break it up a little bit. Yeah, Superman is the one that everybody loves to see, but Gambit is one of my all-time favorites. It actually Gambit character from the X-Men actually got me back into reading comic books. So from seeing him on the '90s TV series, I always thought he was cool. He was that rogue character. And it just, I don't know, at that time, it fit my personality at that time, and he stuck with me. So, and yeah, she's shaking her head, yes, so yeah.
I noticed. Yeah.
But I've got, as Dennis said, he's working on something Renaissance-y, almost D&D style character. We're actually starting, all of us, several of us in the group are working on a made-up character. We're making this character all up from scratch. Brian, I think me and you've talked a little bit about this
Mhm.
before.
Yeah,
So it's we have a friend that a coworker of mine wants to get into cosplay, but he doesn't want to do the superhero stuff,
sure.
dress up as Batman or any of the villains or any of the characters. He's big into D&D, so he wanted to do something like that. So it was like, hey, why don't we all chip in and why don't we all welcome him in and we all do something that he likes.
Mhm.
So we're all working on something like that. And then I've got a secret one. I can't give too much information out, but I can say it will be debuted, knock on wood, at Cape Comic Con 2021.
Excellent. Which is going to be the first weekend in October, and we
Yes.
will be there. So very cool. Now, Jessica, how about you? How about your cosplays?
I have a female crow that I do that we call Raven. I take on all of my characters and just make them my own because I obviously do not fit comic book style. Never will. I'm good with that.
Right.
So I take my characters and make them my own. I've got, again, my female crow, my Raven. I do Catwoman, Zatanna. I have a Star Wars character.
Mara Jade.
Yeah, essentially Mara Jade. I fan of Harry Potter, so I have I like throwing a monkey wrench when Harry Potter cosplayers come out because I get to look at them and ask them how they like my school, and I'm Rowena Ravenclaw, one of the founders.
Nice.
And then I have, what else do I have?
Well, you're working on one of the realm characters that we're working
Yeah,
on.
working on an elven character for our new setup that we're doing. And then I have a steampunk rogue that I do.
I think that's about
think that
it. I
covers
think
it.
yeah.
I think
that's
that covers it.
Best of my memory. I think that's pretty complete. I will say, folks,
Lois
that
Lane.
there you go. If you have Superman, you gotta have Lois.
Yep.
But no, one of the most fun things I ever saw was during the first, the morning of the first Heroes for Kids convention. I've mentioned this many times to you guys, but I was driving behind Lonnie, and Lonnie, being a policeman, was in his squad car, and there were like people would be walking up on the sidewalk, and they'd see his face first of all. There's Officer Johnson. And then they get a look at what he's wearing.
Well,
that was a candid camera moment there. That made the whole trip worthwhile for me.
Well, it's funny now because I don't get referred to as a police officer. I can be in uniform, and even in court or at the office, or if I walk into any of the businesses, it's not Deputy or Officer Johnson. It's, hey, Superman, how you doing? So So trust me, the secret identity is nowhere there anymore.
Well, in the comics, he's revealed his secret identity,
yes,
so
yes.
you're
He
perfectly
has
in character
revealed
now. So
Yes, he has revealed himself in the comic book, so it works out perfect.
there we go. Thank you, DC, for being so cooperative.
Oh, yeah.
Now you guys have been cosplaying a while. Now, what made you organize the Heroes for Kids out of Perrysville, Missouri?
Well, when we got to looking, again, the kids thought it would be cool for Dad to dress up as Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And when we got to checking into just renting a costume for the weekend and seeing the price of one that wasn't the greatest quality, we decided just to have one custom made. And if we were going to spend that amount of money to get one custom made, then we were going to do more with it than just one time a year.
Yeah.
And again, we have already done stuff. Jess and I have already done stuff with charity organizations. Relay for Life, Make-A-Wish, Children's Miracle Network was a real big one because again, both my son and daughter, our son and daughter both were recipients of the children's hospitals. So we've always given back. And with the kids putting this idea of seeing Dad dressed as Superman, just, I guess you could say snowballed the idea of why don't we make this into something bigger? We had no idea that there was other organizations out there that did this sort of type of stuff. And this was what, 2014 when the kids
Mhm.
asked, and in April of 2015 was the first time I walked into any venue dressed as Superman. And that we had an idea. We've worked with a couple other organizations, so we've had somewhat of a platform per se to be able to get something started. And again, I want to give you a big pat on the back because again, with your help and a few of some of the other people that we've, or as I would say, the good Lord's put in our path. Have helped us build that concrete, that base into something very, very very strong and a sturdy foundation. And again, here we are now, 6 years later, and we travel
We've
5
done-
states now.
We do events in 5 different states.
That's great. That is
Now-
super.
Well, what was really great about it is about 2013, I started getting into the charity cosplay stuff myself. So, but I wanted to get something started down here in Perryville because I was going up to St. Louis and doing it up there all the time. But I had no idea how to get an organization off the ground, even though I had the desire to do so. And when I met Lonnie and Jessica, he said, "We've got an organization in place. All we got to do is we just got to have boots on the ground." I said, "I can get you boots on the ground." So we did that. We got the people in. And I think our first event was the Mayfest Red Nose campaign
For Walgreens.
Walgreens. And we had a pretty rocky start because it rained in the morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when the
do it.
sun came out,
Downpoured in the
Yeah.
morning.
but when the sun came out and the people came out to the Mayfest, they hadn't seen anything like us before, and we realized we had lightning in a bottle. So,
Yeah.
so we decided that if we were going to do this,
Might as well hit the ground running.
hit the ground running, commit to it full time. So we just decided we'll be the holy trinity of this and get it off the ground and get it running. So they as soon as they met me, and within about a month they were like, you seem to share our vision. We'd like to have you come in and join us and help us get this off the ground. So, and we've been doing it ever since, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger every year.
And having a blast doing it.
Oh yeah.
That's great. That is awesome. I love hearing this. And now people see you guys as the core group here, but you're not the only ones in the group.
No.
No.
Drop some names.
Chelsea Lane, Chelsea
Yes.
Quinn Cosplay.
Mhm.
Lyndall and Mona Johnson.
Yep.
Shawnee Valley Ghostbusters. Paducah Galaxy of Heroes. We have a friend of ours out of the Ironton area that has been cosplaying Thor for us, and his name's Chris Wendell.
Mhm.
And then
Did you say Jody Meredith?
Jody
Jody
Meredith,
Meredith.
just came along with Jody Meredith is a veteran from the Kentucky area or Tennessee area, one of the two. And he moved to the Cape Girardeau, the Mississippi County area of Missouri, and not too far from us. And we met him at the Cape Comic-Con. He liked our idea, and he wanted to join us. So he's been with us since last year's Cape Con.
Yeah.
So, but all of our volunteers, I can't say all, but a majority of our volunteers are in some way, shape, or form, some type of, whether it be
Military,
first responder, law enforcement. We have some that works in corrections. A couple of them that are in the physical therapy or in a broader way in the medical field.
Right.
And then there's also people that aren't in any of those types of jobs out there that do still come in and help us out as well.
Like Morgan
we have
Stragan.
Morgan.
Yeah, she was on the show
Yes.
about a month
Yes,
ago.
Morgan as well, who is an awesome. She got into it and she started with us and had no idea
What she was getting into.
Isn't that always the way?
when it comes to superheroes? and we didn't know much about anime, so it was a tit for tat. We introduced her to
We're teaching her
superheroes, and
superheroes.
she introduces us to anime.
Yeah,
And
Superman, Sailor
she is
Moon.
also
Yeah.
she is also a special needs teacher, a
Mhm.
special
Mhm.
So again, it's just everybody that we get that does this loves to do what they do and volunteers. So yeah, it's
That's fantastic. And folks, we will get to the questions from our viewers in just a moment here after I'm done with my interrogation. Now, you guys do a lot of work for various charities, as we've established. How do you select those charities that you're going to donate to?
That's typically more towards me because I will take and sit down and research the different charities. Children's Miracle Network again has been a big one for us. That's one that, with Lonnie and I both having worked for the Walmart Corporation, that is one of their biggest charities that they support. And being as we have personally dealt with Cardinal Glennon, we are wholeheartedly supporters of them. And then
occasionally we one of us will come up with like for instance, my son has autism, so we'll say, how about we do something for autism this year?
and then we'll research, and then what we'll do is we'll research the organizations out there. And the big thing is we are a 501c3 nonprofit charity organization. And with the way our bylaws are set up, I don't know if we're getting too big into this portion of it, but we make sure that the where we donate or help, who we help fundraise for, when it comes to the corporations like that, we make sure that they also have to be a nonprofit as well, a 501c3 nonprofit. So that's how we go through and we choose. And it could be something here locally in Perryville. It could be something that
we always try to keep at least one local here in town, and then the other one, if it's outside of our local area, it has to be something that still affects our local residents, like the children's hospitals, the veterans homes, stuff like that.
Or the Missouri's National Veterans Memorial.
Yes.
Memorial. Which kind of segues into the Heroes for Kids Con. And by the way, folks, if you want to learn more about these wonderful people, as well as the convention we're about to talk about, do a search on Facebook for Heroes for Kids Perryville MO, not method of operations, but no modus operandi, but Missouri. But also do one, for con as well. You'll learn more about the convention that's coming up, which we're going to put on the screen here. But tell us how you segued from going to conventions and raising money that way to throwing your first convention. What was it, 2 years ago now, right?
Yep. Well, we started off. We'll have to backtrack a little bit because, again, like Jess said, we were going. We'd started doing charity events for Walmart for Children's Miracle Network. There we go. And we originally started out with just doing, what was it? We had 2 10x10 tents. A fire truck, a squad car, and about 8 characters dressed up to raise money.
Taking pictures, and we had a half a dozen raffle baskets.
Nice.
And I don't remember how much. I think it was about $700-800 we ended up raising. And then the next year we did the same thing, but we made it a little larger. I think was the third year.
The third year, I went to management and told them, okay, we're taking over most of the front of the store. How do we do this to keep people safe?
Yep.
And my store manager at the time turned around and said, well, Lawn and Garden is shut down. Take over that part of the parking lot. He said, I don't care if you take it from the front of the store to the top of the lot, block it off and use it. So we did.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then we ended up, at that point, we were like, well, why don't we bring in some artists. We due to the fact we were setting up at some of the cons, we got to know a lot of the artists, some of the actors and stuff that were there. But it was like, hey, why don't we talk to some of these artists that are local and see if they wouldn't mind coming in and helping us out with a charity organization, with a charity event. And we ended up getting Chris Ebert, who actually did one of our badges for the show, so which is awesome. It's a Captain America Army.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Let's see, D'Artagnan Allen.
Chris Ebert has done almost every event where we've had artists come in. I believe he's done pretty well each event with us. He has volunteered his time to come in.
Yeah.
Cool.
We have had D'Artagnan Allen Jr. come in, Lorenzo Lozana, Rick Burchett, and these gentlemen, bless their hearts, set up on Walmart parking lot with us, typically in July, August, September, when it is hot as all get out on that parking lot under a tent, and sat there and drew all day.
Yeah.
That's
But
awesome.
I actually we have to give thanks to Rick Burchett, because he was the one that put the idea in my head. He goes, hey, why don't you go ahead and put on a Comic-Con? You pretty much got one going on here in the parking lot. So we went to SEMOCon. No, not SEMOCon.
SICon.
SICon over in Carbondale. SalukieCon. I'm sorry. SalukieCon. I'll get the right one.
It's one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've done so many, and we've helped so many people. It's hard to keep track of them at times.
Sure.
And we got to talking with, you included, asking about doing a Comic-Con solely based on charity, where all the proceeds that we make go to charity. And I mean, the overwhelming
response
was,
yes.
I mean, oh my God, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say shocking, but I mean, overwhelming, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was one of those things. At first, it was like, well, I have an outside venue, and then everybody was like, whoa, we don't want to do an outside venue. And totally, we understood because we were set up at a town festival outside and almost lost our whole setup because a freak storm popped up.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, trust me, we know firsthand. If it wouldn't have been for two managers from that were comic book lovers that come to from the local Hardys, come over to look at some of our stuff we had, we probably would have lost everything.
Oh man.
And that was with about 20 tents all strapped together and weighted down.
You ever want to see a sight? If you ever want to see a sight, see Batman and Superman grabbing onto a canopy and holding on for dear life to keep it weighted down to where everybody on the inside can get everything covered up so we don't lose stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
That's why I don't do outdoor shows anymore.
Yeah, trust me. Yeah,
our outdoor shows are few and far between where we take our setup.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If we do an outside show, it's more of we'll take a small, very, very small setup. We may take some photos to do some autographing for some kids and stuff, and we'll try setting up like a backdrop or something to where we can do photos with the kids and that. But yeah, we do. Other than that, it's usually just plain meet and greets when it comes to outside shows. Yeah, Rick was the one that just said something about us starting our own comic convention. And after talking with everybody, we got a hold of Villainous Grounds here in town, which is our comic shop. They have some awesome coffee as well. And they had been wanting to also possibly start a Comic-Con here in Perryville. So we got a hold of them and was like, what do you think of teaming up and doing something like this? And we set a goal. And if the goal wasn't met at a certain time, we were actually going to axe the product. We were actually not even going to do it. And the overwhelming response that we got as soon as we got our venue,
Well,
and
our first year, 2019, we made the decision that if we didn't have at least half of our booths sold by February 1st, we were just going to axe the show. By February 1st, we had 3/4 of the floor sold, and we had a waiting list a month later.
That's great. That is super. And just, you know, by way of information here, I do know that currently the one that's happening in July is sold out.
Yes.
Now, do you have a waiting list if somebody were to drop out? Do you have a waiting list that somebody could get onto?
we've got we do have a couple people on a waiting list, but nothing. Again, I think a lot of
our waiting list has actually filled the spots that's had to
Oh,
drop
okay,
out.
yeah.
So, yeah, we have room on a waiting list if someone wants on there in case someone else would have to back out.
All right.
And again, on that, yes, we are going through with the show, and if anybody is still COVID cautious, we do have
There will be hand sanitizer.
we will
and
have
masks
hand
available.
sanitizers and masks available at our show. That if somebody wants one, so
Very cool. Good. Very cool. Well, and I can assure people I will be there. I'm one of the vendors, and I have been using I've been using the sanitizer. It tastes like crap, but I do use it every day, so it's all good.
Well,
Did they forget to tell you you're not supposed to drink it?
You're not?
Why am I always the last to find these things out?
I swear, I got to keep all y'all in line.
well,
I know.
Well, we started carrying before the stuff of 2020 happened. We started carrying hand sanitizer a lot at our booths because we were at a show, and not going to mention a show, but we were at a show, and I was getting a bunch of pictures taken with people. And the night of the show, we went back to the hotel room to go get cleaned up for dinner, and we were actually having dinner with the guests that we have, two of the guests that we have on our that are here at our show today in July. And when the next morning I woke up and something from the show, you always hear of con crud.
Oh yeah, I've had it.
I ended up having an allergic reaction to something during the show.
Have no idea
what it was because so that was so ever since then we've always been very cautious when it comes to what we do and how we handle things even at shows.
Yeah, well, that's one thing. Talking with a lot of my fellow creatives, we've been carrying hand sanitizer for years.
Yeah.
It's like it's about time y'all caught up with us. And real fast before we go to the questions and the comments that I know we've gotten, thank you all for waiting. Drop some names off of the guest list and some of the vendors who are going to be at this year's show, please.
Do vendors first, then we'll do the special guests.
There we go.
I'm going to slap.
Today on Clever Title Pending, The Death of Superman.
No,
and not even Green Lantern can help him.
Her new costume, Doomsday.
Well, we have
the fingerprints and gloves on.
Han Custom Creations coming in, Red Brick Collectibles, Infinity Comics, Games and Toys, Golden Lasso Comics, Gateway Comics, Pence Productions. He does the awesome cosplay photos for us.
Brian K. Morris,
Kathy Jackson, Morgan Comnick, Jason Nugent, Molly Daniels, Ellie Mack. I've already said Kathy Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say it again for the people in the back.
And then we
Jackie
have
Nelson.
Jackie Nelson.
Yes.
And then we have Robotech artist Timothy Chason coming in. And then we've got Eric Hawkins.
Yay!
Got to have the Samba for World of Oz with us.
Heck yeah.
And then from
Hamby Art.
Art. And then we've got R2 Builders coming in. The 501st is joining us this year. We have World of Warcraft and Dragonlance author Richard Knack joining us.
Nice.
Now, hold on. Let me fill in something with Richard Knack. We are in the process.
Yes, an act for
What are
that.
you filling in?
Dennis looks
now-
skeptical.
Yes, I know. Everybody went, okay. Now, for the son of a gun.
We are also having.
My Kryptonian's coming out. I'm sorry.
I'm going to get the kryptonite.
It's Tango.
We are going
Take
to have D&D this year. It's going to be the first year for that. Robert Cox, who is also one of our volunteers, is joining us. He's going to be the DM for that. We're doing 2 4-hour games, and there is a possibility that Richard Knack may jump in as a celebrity guest on one of the 2 games.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And then from Guardians of the Galaxy 2, we have the awesome John Anderson coming in. He was Shran for Guardians of the Galaxy. He has been in Stranger Things, the TV show Sleepy Hollow, Spider-Man Homecoming,
Godzilla King of Monsters.
Jumanji.
The Jumanji, the last Jumanji movie with The Rock. Let's see.
And we have celebrity artist and actor Matthew Ashley coming in. He's been in Nashville. He does a lot of the True ID Crime Network shows. He's been in What Men Want. He was in was it Disney Plus?
Yes.
Thunder Force.
That just came
He
out.
made a short appearance in it. The Gifted.
He was also a FBI agent
In the movie Richard Jewell.
movie Richard Jewell, which is an awesome movie directed by Clint Eastwood.
Nice.
And then we have the awesome Philo Barnhart coming in with his cohort in crime, Charles Moisant. And as most everybody has learned, that Philo is a second generation Disney animator, does wonderful work, is now, I believe now works for Silver Phoenix.
Yes.
And then the surprise being, we are going to have limited edition prints available for our show. One by Mr. Philo and the other one from Charles.
Nice. Very cool.
And the print that Philo is doing, we will have the original framed up to auction at our silent auction table. He is donating the original as well.
Very
And
cool.
again, let me throw this out there. Again, the proceeds to the show, which is done by the the vendor booth spaces,
The silent auction proceeds, any monetary donations and funds raised from our lovely COVID year up until the time of our show will all be being split between the Missouri National Veterans Memorial Wall and St. Jude.
Very cool. Very cool indeed. And I'm proud as heck to be there. My second year in a row. And I'm looking forward to it. This is going to be one of the highlights of my year, I'm sure. And speaking of highlights, again, thank you to everyone who has been watching us. And we're going to put in a banner down here that if you enjoy what you see and hear here at any given moment, please like and subscribe. Take a moment, give us a like on Facebook. Also give a like to the page you're watching on as a thank you. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel for more interviewee goodness here. And now we're going to put up as many of the comments as we can here and greet some people like Carl Witzman. Hello, Carl. Yeah, you got here before Carly. And hey, Dan Hollifield of Stupid O'Clock Thursdays at 9 o'clock Eastern, 11 on Saturday. And author Kathy Jackson. Mwah. Hello, everyone. Love Heroes for Kids. And Donna Carleen, she doesn't post when she gets here, unlike some folks. And Carl we see the fight brewing here. Hello, Teresa Dunn. Mwah, glad to see you. And everyone's talking to each other. They're ignoring us completely. Hey, we're getting around to you, Dan. Just stay awake, okay? Stay awake. And no, we're going, man. Anyway, and we got Dancing Bears and Michaela Jade is joining us. Author Michaela J. Glad to have you here. Also
Yes,
a part
Michaela
of.
J will
Yes,
also be
Michaela
our
J.
show.
Yes, Michaela, my darling Michaela, will be at the show too. And if we have a writers panel, she's going to get tapped on the shoulder probably. And let's see, and Carl Witzman's pushing Michaela on stage vamp until Brian tapes the internet back together. Yeah, there we go. And let's see, here we go. And Dan has gone to get another drink. See, we're glad we could help. And Michaela's shaking her. Never mind. Anyway, Legend Traveling Charters, glad to see you here. We're going to get through some of this a little faster here. And Ted Davies Artistry, don't forget, new show coming up on July 14th, The Truth Mongers with Ted and Glenn B. Fleming, and also Ted Talks Timepieces on Thursday morning, and he's going to be with his wife Chrissy on Friday nights at 6 on Drinking with the Davies. And Ryan Permisson, thank you for sharing this. Please share this if you would, please. Rick Bradley, good to see you, sir. We got to get you into here sometime too. And let's see. And Ryan is asking your favorite comic book characters. Now, you guys are probably cosplaying your favorite characters. Would I be wrong? Or is there one that you've got that you like more, but for whatever reason you're not doing it?
Oh, go
That we're
ahead.
not doing it yet?
Well, no,
Yeah.
Go ahead. What?
Like,
I mean,
Dennis,
everybody
like if
kinda
Dennis
knows
wanted, his favorite is Black Canary, maybe he hasn't worked up the nerve yet. You never know, although he's got the legs
I
for
do
it.
Black Canary, yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, you don't mean that way, do you?
Oh, sorry.
PG-13, sorry. Yeah.
Let's see, where did I put that now? Here we go. Rated M for mature, folks. We've crossed that line. Anyway. I'm sorry. Go on.
So,
Can't take these boys anywhere.
Yeah, the two characters that I can't say I really have a all-time favorite. There's reasons why I do Superman, both not just for the kids, but personally myself. And then Gambit was really one that I've always loved. So being able to do that one, it gives me that. I get to be a little bit more carefree with Gambit, so I get to go out there and have a little, instead of being the good blue Boy Scout most of the time, I get to dress up as Gambit and get in trouble a little bit sometimes. So,
what would you know about getting in trouble? Very cool, very cool. And Ryan Permisson also wants to know favorite movies or TV series.
Oh boy.
Recognizing that if you're like me, it will change if we ask in 10 minutes.
Right,
yeah.
Yes, I mean, I'm kind of into some of the CW shows. Like I like The Flash and
Superman and Lois has been a good one.
Yeah, Superman and Lois has been a real good show.
Some of the other ones are kind of getting a little political, but but still, I'm still watching Batwoman. I'm wanting to see where that heads for obvious reasons. I kind of like the show. It's taking a new and interesting direction. So I've been kind of following that one as well.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, Jeff German said German. Hold on. Hi, Jeff. Anyway, good to see you. And Ryan, we are well. Hope you're doing the same. Sarah, mwah, good evening to you. And again, everyone's talking to each other. And since Brian ignores the chat on Tuesday night, we need to entertain ourselves out here. That could be dangerous, as evidenced by Ted Davies' artistry. And also, Carl Witzman advises you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and touch the notification bell in an inappropriate manner. We do endorse that. Let's see. And here we go. Rick Bradley has started the heckling. Hey, that middle guy looks like Superman. Forgot your glasses, did you?
I heard he was here, but he must have flown off.
There you go. See? Notice how you never see the two.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Today I'm the Flash.
He's flashing.
Today I'm flashing. So yeah.
He's going to have to arrest himself now.
Yep.
So anyway,
I do have handcuffs, so
Okay, where's that rated M for mature again?
Yeah, it's okay. I have the key.
And you'll never find where she's hidden them.
And
Anyway,
we
so
do have a
there's-
few, I mean, due to the fact she does do Catwoman, yes, we do have a few whips in the house too.
thanks for sharing. Anyway, Sarah says, "Oh, I'm glad conventions are happening again. By
Yes.
the way, what a gorgeous panel."
Thank you.
There we go. Thank you, Sarah. Love you. And OMG, Austin Powers. Sarah loves you. And
Prove it, baby.
yeah.
Come
Oh,
on, baby.
behave badly. And Jeff German says, before costuming, it was called, "Hey, look at the nerds in the Star Trek costumes." That was
Yes.
when I
Yeah.
started. Yeah.
Well, funny thing about that is when in '97 was actually the first time I'd ever put on a costume, and again, like I said, it was the Crow.
Right.
This is in school during high school. They had their Spirit Week, and just so happened our Spirit Week for this day ended up on the week of Halloween. So my favorite character, my all-time personal favorite movie, and we'll go back to that question, is The Crow. I decided to throw on the costume. I walked into the school, and honestly, it was let the fun begin because I scared the crap out of a lot of people.
Excellent.
And come to find out, I ended up winning a costume contest that I never entered into. So
He was that good, kids. Only
yeah,
in
so I was like,
America.
okay, great.
Yeah. Plus, he dresses up like that for interrogations. Anyway, and it's Jeff Gurman. Jeff, it's been so long since I've talked to you. I am so sorry. And speaking of spirits, as we were, Dan Hollifield Wrench is back at work today, so he's hoping his drinks will act as a muscle relaxer. We're here to help. And Carlene is liked and shared. Thank you, darling. Mwah. And Donna, Carlene, and we echo this. Thank you both for your service to the community as police, and thank you for your military service. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sincerely, very much. And we have a treat here. Cindy Kep. She will have jokes. Brace yourself. They are funny. Anyway, and Dan Hollifield's taking it easy tonight for in preparations for the gymnastics on Thursday on Stupid O'Clock. And Steampunk Rogue, says Michaela Jade. Interesting.
Yep, we did a.
We decided to do
decided-
a steampunk X-Men,
Yep, and
and it was
There.
for KCON.
yeah, it was for a Cape Con one year, and if you've ever played 104 pickup,
Yeah, 2 decks of cards.
I had Gambit chuck 2 decks of cards all at one time. Yeah, it made one heck of a mess, but it was fun.
Very cool. And Sarah goes, you're a cop. And she goes to hide. It's okay, hun. Come back out. He's got cookies. He's got handcuffs. And Sarah says, do you guys make your own costumes? And how long does it take usually if you do?
Unfortunately, we do not have the talent to make our own. We either piece them together from closet cosplays
Mhm.
or
Yep.
different
Get
stores, commissions.
Thankfully, we've got a lot of good, talented friends out there that help us out with
Very
a lot of stuff,
supportive.
and supportive individuals.
Yes.
Now, some of the weapons that I've had made for, depending on the costume, the cosplays I do, I have made those. For instance, Gambit, with as strict as cons have gotten here within the last couple of years on the types of weapons to be able to bring in to the shows. I've had to change up and rebuild or remake different my bow staffs, because again, one con may let you bring in a certain type. I think now, due to the incident that happened with JDF, Jason David Frank, a couple years back, they've cracked down on a lot of even wooden styled weapons. It has to almost be your props
LARPing
almost have to
style.
be either LARPing or almost solid foam half the time. When you're coming into shows now, so So we sometimes we get a little bit creative on when it comes to our props that we have to come in. So, but usually everything we do is either commissioned or we have some awesome friends that help us out.
But and we've also kind of gotten adept to if we get a costume, we commission a costume, that we will maybe modify it and tweak it to what we want it to do.
Yeah.
Like like we'll buy dowling rods to put in the cape so that we can do the Batman flourish, or
Well,
PVC pipe to make bow
bow
staffs.
staffs. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And when it comes to for instance, my Superman costumes, I want to give a shout out to the guy that has kept Superman going on here with us for
last
Heroes
6
for
years.
Kids for the last 6 years, and that's Robin Johnson Jr.
Okay.
He's awesome when it comes to making the suit. So if he gets some plugs on this and gets more commissions out there, I'm sorry, Robin.
Damn the bad luck. Forcing prosperity on people. What kind of
know it.
monster are you?
Got to plug Barry Carr with Nighttime Creations.
Oh yes.
Because they just replicated the Christopher Reeve Superman boots for us.
Ooh, nice.
Oh
They
yeah.
turned out amazing.
Yes, he's got a lot of experience. The guy helps build, or actually, I can't say helps. He replicates
Kiss costumes.
the rock group Kiss's costumes.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and he's not that far from. He doesn't live that far from Metropolis.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very
So
cool.
I mean, when he was able to get my boots done, it was just a hop, skip, and a jump over to the museum to be able to get whatever reference material he needed to get to make sure they were accurate.
Oh, that's amazing. That is so cool. Cindy Kep has a joke for us. How do superheroes prepare their dinner? They save the food first. And Dan Hollifield replies to Jessica's comment earlier about Rogue. I bet she looks stunning in that. Rogue is all about appearing confident.
Thank you.
Jessica has no lack of that, I will tell you that. And Sarah says, you guys warm my heart by working with kids. They're dear to me, as I lost 13 of my own via IVF sessions. Now they're my guardian angels. You are amazing. Loving that those professions are volunteering. Definitely. Love you, hon. And Carl Wiston says, that is cool that they do this. Our local sci-fi group used to do similar things. Donna Carlene says, as someone whose family has been helped by St. Jude's, I want to thank you for including them. All right. And here's somebody I always defer to. Jessica Johnson says, Facebook.com/Heroes for Kids Perryville Mo. Please check that page out. And while you're there, also check out the Heroes for Kids Comic-Con and check out the event page that has been created for the event. It is going to be a good time. I will guarantee it. I'll do my part to make it fun.
We have a party.
We do. We do. And it's like, that's one of the reasons why I'm not getting up at like at screw me o'clock to drive all the way down there. I'm coming down the night before. So
trust me, we've done a few shows where we're about halfway to the show and we go, oh my God, why in the hell are we doing this?
Yeah. I'm still carrying traumatic I think I like PTSD from like my 2017 when I was doing that like every week.
Oh,
so
well, we went from 2019. We were doing a show, or here I'll rephrase that. We were doing an appearance, whether it be setting up a table or just doing a meet and greet, something of that fashion. We were doing some type of an appearance
At least
3 weekends out of the month. And this was 12 months. And then unfortunately 2020 happened. And again, if there's anybody out there that would like us to come out, and whether it be a meet and greet, whether it be visiting a school, a church, a hospital, coming to your con to set up and help you guys raise money for a charity organization in your community, holler at us. We'll love to come in and do it.
Definitely. Folks, please write down this address that you see on the screen. We also have it in the description of this show, both on Facebook and on YouTube. But if you're watching us on Twitch, and we welcome you, please write this down. If you run a convention or you know someone who does in the Midwest, they're going to dig having Heroes for Kids there. Rick Bradley says, going to say that if Superman and the rest were real, they would be proud of you. Thank you for all you do. And Sarah says, so nice to hear these good deeds. You give me hope for humanity. And then says, BKM, we may have to do the podcast part of the show outside. Probably a Wi-Fi signal much better than in the building. Oh, yeah. This is an in-joke between me and Sarah. We were at the mall in Mattoon, and we were trying to do a podcast for someone, and we had to chase it around the building, and we were all taking turns standing on this little 12 by 12 square. That's where Sarah and I got really close. Anyway, any closer we'd be interlocking. And Carl Whistle said, even without the Maestro and Miley Cyrus, the con crud still exists. Joe Dog McKeel of Stupid O'Clock, glad to have you, sir. I use real lime juice and aloe in my hand sanitizer. That would make it delicious, really. Con crud is, and Sarah wants to know what con crud is. It is deadlier than any disease known to man.
Yeah.
Ebola is like a walk in the park compared to con crud. I've caught it on several occasions. I don't know about you guys, but
oh yeah. Well, again, the one show I was at, again dressed up as Superman, and it was. I pictures left and right. Yeah, and everybody wants to get their hugs and their high fives, their handshakes,
They're gropes.
and yeah,
I'm all about the gropes.
Hey, sometimes they're well welcomed.
You're welcome, Lonnie. You're welcome. Anyway,
I felt fine and went back up to the hotel room. But when I went to start taking off my costume, it was, I kept, I'd use hand sanitizer and, I keep clean. We'd, however it is, all my costumes were all taken care of. But when I went back up to the hotel room, when I had Jess literally had to help me get out of my suit. And when we got out of my suit, my skin was blotchy red.
It was about this color.
So yeah, it was about the color of the Flash logo on my shirt. And so I went in and I was like, okay, I'm going to take a shower, wash up real good before we go down to dinner. Went down, had dinner. By the time when we woke up the next morning for the final day of the show, my face was all swelled up. I had ended up having an allergic reaction to something, but it had started
the night before
during the show.
Wow.
Benadryl was his friend that day.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I had ended up debuting a different version of Gambit, and Gambit being one of my favorite cosplays, I literally wanted to sit behind a table and, I still got out, did some photos with some people, but it was, please leave me alone. I felt miserable.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not the only one. I've had it too. It's nasty. It really is. Mostly because, and Rick Bradley has a comment on Sarah. Alas, some people that come to cons don't take as good of care of themselves as they should and pass along that con crud. It makes you incredibly sick. That's why, it's like I've had con crud. What can coronavirus do to me? And and Sarah asks, you mean the cop isn't cosplaying RoboCop? Teehee. There you go. There's your defense against con crud. About 6 inches of armor all over.
True. Yep.
Yeah, if you can afford to go to a convention, you can afford soap, so you can.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, even just get that little travel-sized deodorant, and I'm sure it comes with enough directions that you can figure out how to use it.
This is 90% of cosplayers, when they go to a show, they go to a hotel. Yeah. They usually rent a hotel or they live close by the area. It's not that hard to go in and turn the water on and off.
Yeah.
But you have to actually get in the water.
Yeah, but again,
This has been a public service announcement from Rising Tide Publications. Follow us for more life hacks. Cindy Cap says, did you hear the joke about the superhero Windman? I don't know what it was, but apparently everyone was blown away. Thank you, Cindy. CKOEPP.com for the greatest newsletter in the industry. And Mikhail Jade said, this will be my first year at Heroes for Kids, and I can't wait. You are going to have fun. You can hang with me, and I'll show you the sites, which mostly consists of restaurants and bars, oddly enough.
Are we going to try closing the bar down this year?
Let's do it.
Sounds good.
Let's do it. We did a good job last time.
Just as long as Cookie doesn't get, I don't get in trouble with Cookie, we're good.
I'm bringing her along, so we'll pour a couple drinks into her, and
she's not going to dance on the tables again, is she?
No, that was me, Dennis. I'm sorry.
Sorry. It was the hat that threw me off.
It was embarrassing, but mostly for the people around me. Anyway, Joe Dog McKeel says, I love listening to other showrunners. Don't think I am not taking notes. Yes, Joe Dog has HalloCon, which is happening October 29th through the 31st in Dalton, Georgia, and I am a guest there. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Sarah says, my best friend's son died from a rare form of cancer in St. Jude's when he was 9. This truly touches my heart. And now we've got a couple. Thank you, Sarah. Much love to you, sweetheart.
Yes.
And Cindy Cap says, what name do you call a pair of villainous twins? Loki likes. Anyway. And now she would like to know, she's also a great questioner too. She would like to know, tell us an interesting tale about a fan interaction. What stands, you've met like how many hundreds of people, and surely some sort of repeatable fan interaction has happened.
Yeah.
Notice how I preface that.
How's this, Dennis? You go first, because I got to converse with her, make sure we don't get the same story.
Okay.
And check with legal counsel probably too.
Yeah. I don't know if this counts as a fan interaction, but it was an interaction with somebody.
No, it wasn't us.
No, it wasn't them.
Or me.
One year at Cape Comic-Con, they had it at the West Park Mall. And I was hanging with some friends, and I believe you know them, Charlie Sofer and his girlfriend at the time.
Oh, yes.
So we decided to walk around the mall itself just to, for that wow factor to kind of freak people out.
Yeah.
He was dressed as Superman, I was dressed as Batman, and Keely was dressed as the Insect Queen or something. Anyway, they went into Panama Jack's, and I was standing outside of Barnes & Noble, the bookstore. And while I was standing there, this young man came out of the store. He was shoplifting a book. So, of course, the alarm goes off, and it's like a Saturday afternoon. So his plan is to get in among the mall goers and disappear into the crowd and hopefully get away with his ill-gotten gains. So he's got his head down, and he's got his arms across his chest holding the book underneath of his shirt. And I saw him. So he didn't look up to see me, so I stood in front of him. And when he got to the Batman boots, he kind of looked up and saw me, and I went, no. And he went, oh, crap. And that held him off just long enough for the security guard to come up and grab him and take him away. So that's my fan interaction. I don't think he's a fan of me, but, if he went to jail, so he was able to tell the other inmates that he was stopped shoplifting by the Batman. So,
and every day he gets beat up in the showers for it.
Yes,
sure, which probably adds to his torment. Thank you, Cape Crusader.
Not a problem.
Holy fan interaction. Anyway,
one of the best ones that we've done.
Yes.
We did a hospital visit for a young man whose favorite character was Batman,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
and you had to get just right in his face for him to be able to see you.
Sure.
And Batman leaned down and started talking to him, and you just see the grin go from ear to ear. I
Oh,
don't
wow.
think there was a dry eye in that hospital room, nurses, doctors included.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fan related. Have to go with one. I'll start with this one. We were down in Knoxville, Tennessee. The first one, I was dressed as Red Hood, and I had this little girl come walk up to me. Oh my God, Jason Todd is my favorite, and literally stood there and shivered.
Wow.
And she couldn't even get, can I get a picture with you? Until I was like, yeah, sure. And then it was like, oh my God, he talked to me.
Rock star.
That
Yeah.
little girl was
Yeah.
Then while down in Knoxville, you want to do
another one down in Knoxville. He was doing classic Superman. There was a little girl that had just come from our friends St. Louis Brick Fanatics, and she come running up when she saw Lonnie as Superman, and all we hear is this little, maybe 4 or 5-year-old little girl just squealing, and she gets up close to him and holds up her figure. She says, "I got you as my figure." She had a Superman Lego and had to get a picture with Superman with her Superman Lego.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
We had another one we had down in Knoxville. We were visiting with artist and country artist and artist Guy Gilchrist that worked on the Muppets.
Right.
And we were down there talking with him, and a young man and his family come up to talk with Guy. We've met Guy at several different shows. And so we told him we'd talk to him later, and we walked off. Well, a few minutes later, they say don't tug on Superman's cape, but this one here, turned into probably one of
has turned into a wonderful friendship.
Has turned into a wonderful friendship. Young man comes by, tugs on my cape, and asks for a picture. So we get the picture with him, and then do our thing with him, and then we leave. About a week later?
Yeah, it was a couple weeks later. I get a message from Mom asking if we had a copy of the picture because she found out hers turned out blurry.
Oh, no.
Go figure, the one time that I was unable to get a picture, it turns out blurry.
Oh.
Well, between us and Mom, we figured out a real good way to make it up. This young man had been battling cancer. He was finally cancer free. And instead of having a birthday party or Christmas gifts, he wanted to throw a party to thank everyone that had supported him.
Oh, wow.
Well, unbeknownst to him, we were working with Mom, and we got a hold of some of our friends in the Knoxville area, and we managed to have almost 15 characters show up for his get-together.
Wow.
So he got to get his pictures with Superman and Deadpool and She-Ra and Star Wars and Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Got some awesome artwork from Matt Ashley, John Anderson, and Steve Bloom.
Nice.
We had went and seen them at an anime show the night before, since we were already down there, and they wanted to know what we were doing so far from home. And we told them what was going on, and all three of them donated multiple items to give to this young man for kicking cancer's butt.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah.
That's
and then on a sad but
very sweet but sad note.
a very bittersweet memory that we have. We had one. The gentleman that runs Cape Comic Con, Ken Murphy, contacted me and asked to do a favor for him about a terminally ill, unfortunately, young terminally ill child battling cancer, and told us that Batman and Superman was his favorite characters. And this was right around Christmas, New Year's. What was that? 2018.
It was New Year's Eve.
Yeah, it was
2000.
New Year's Eve, yeah.
Okay. I was able to get a hold of Dennis, and we surprised this young man with a little bit of a hiccup, thanks to Dennis.
Hey, you're the one that landed sloppy.
We drive out to the house. We get everything arranged. We drive out to the house, and when we get ready to get out of the vehicle, everything's supposed to be a secret. I get out to the house, and we follow Aunt out to the house. We get out to there, and when we get ready to get out of the car, I get out of the car, close the door, and as I'm walking around the car, he shuts the door, and for somehow, I don't know how it happened, but you set off your car alarm.
Right. When I climbed out, I guess the utility belt, kind of scrunched up and pressed the button for the car alarm.
Oh yeah.
So now we've got everybody in the house rushing to the doors. So in quick thinking of Superman, I act like I do the superhero landing in front of the car. And then I get up and I look at everybody. I'm sorry, I landed too hard and set the alarm off. Bats, is everything okay?
Saved by the L.
Yeah.
Gotta play it off.
So we played it off perfectly. But we got inside the house. We introduced ourselves to the young man, and spent probably
About 2 hours with the family.
awesome 2 hours with the family and this young man. And we were able to. He was one of our. He's one of our
junior heroes that unfortunately we have lost.
Yeah.
Oh.
But even to this day, Mom and Dad, we still keep in contact with the family. Mom and Dad is real big into wanting to help us achieve what we're doing. And the dad is now a retired Army, Army Ranger. So he's a veteran as well. So it was just one of them that...
Which Brian actually got to meet him.
Yes, Brian got the gentleman that was in the military uniform at our show.
Oh, right. Yes.
That was the young man's father.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Up there and he actually went up there and did the costume contest with you guys. Yes.
Yes. He was fantastic.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, real quick, are we going to have a costume contest this year?
We're going to have a costume parade with the judges being unknown. There's going to be select vendors that will be our judges.
I saw that, Dennis. Anyway, Michaela J says, "What, me on a panel?" Forget I said anything, Michaela. I wanted it to be a surprise. Anyway, where does Spider-Man hang out in his spare time? On the World Wide Web. And Joe Dog McKeel, who would know, with Halicon, the biggest challenge is staff. And I don't think he means the infection either. Finding good staff. Now, you guys had a great staff for the last time. You guys got things done.
Well, it's one of them. It's one of them from going to plenty of the shows that we've been vendors at, and again talking to you,
Ken and Amanda,
and several of the promoters that we've become real good friends with.
Sure.
We got some good advice, and we took a little bit from everybody, and that's what we did. And yeah, we ran into some hiccups on our first show, and
it's inevitable.
But again, that's going to be at just about any show, regardless whether or not it be the first year or the 50th. So I mean, I'm just I think our goal is eventually making this into
A weekend show.
a full weekend show, and blasting it to where we've got people from all over the world coming to the show. I mean, that's what I would love. I mean, that is a goal of ours that we would love to be able to do. And again, to be able to help raise money. And well, that's a goal for the show, but the main goal is to be able to help raise as much money as we can for the charities at that time that we're raising for.
That's excellent. That's excellent. And Cindy would like to know, what is the biggest challenge to running a convention?
Organization.
Yes.
Well, could you elucidate on that? It's like, is it like
Getting all the
you plan for X number of things and X plus 1 happens, or
getting all the puzzle pieces to fall where they need to be so that everything lines up?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. And what part of running a convention brought you the first one? What brought you the most joy?
The fact that we had so many people that wanted to participate and help out with the causes that we were doing, given that we were doing a 100% charity-based show.
Mm-hmm. With Heroes for Kids, it is a 100% based charity show. The only thing that Heroes for Kids takes out of it, number one, is the smiles and being able to help, and the smiles and the enjoyment of being able to help out who we're helping. But other than that, when it comes to money wise, the only thing that we take out of it is, for the most part,
Overhead.
Is the overhead at the door. Because again,
the ticket sales go towards
setting up for the next show.
Yeah.
Right. Which makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Rick Bradley says he would love to go, but we have a newborn due in early October, so I'll be pretty busy around that time. But watch out next year. Rick is an author and one that we have mentored, and he's doing spectacularly at it. And he's going. I think it's his first con will be BirdCon this year, so that'll be happening.
Definitely have Rick shoot me a message with his email, and I'll get him on the list for next year.
You hear that, Rick? Get this lady your email, all right? Stat. And Cindy Cap wants to know, which game show features superheroes? The Greatest Cape. I love you, Cindy. And Eric Hawkins, another person who will be with us at this wonderful show, Heroes for Kids Comic-Con. Evening to you, Eric Hawkins. Glad to see you here. And which comic book, asked Rick Bradley, grabbed a hold of you and solidified your love for comic books? Do you remember the specific book that did it? All three of you.
Dennis, or actually Jess. Well, yours wasn't really comic books. Yours was.
I get comics through him, so
yeah.
He says they're good. I read them.
Yeah.
She's
more of the novel. She's more of the novels.
Yeah, I tend toward the authors rather than comics.
God bless you.
I've always been a big reader. I've got 2 7-foot bookcases that are double stacked with books, and I still buy more.
God bless you. You're a true patriot.
Dennis, what got you? What was
okay?
Yours?
Well, yeah, mom and dad kind of got me into comics on the sly, right. But I didn't really start getting into them.
You want to come over here
until I was in the military.
Right.
And then I started getting into the Don Newton, Gene Colan run. It was like a soap opera to me in the Batman comics.
Oh, yeah.
So I started following that. And then I started getting into the other titles, and that's when I really started getting into comics and stuff. So,
my older brother actually bought me my first comic book. And yes, it was a Batman comic book.
Good man.
Yeah. But I've told this story to, well, I'll not really get big into the story, but my first comic book that really meant the most to me was the first comic book that my dad bought me. was the death of Superman. It was when they came out with the full the story in the big thick graphic novel.
Yeah.
Um, and that was the first comic book my dad bought me. My dad was the one that turned me on to Superman. I remember watching George Reeves, Kirk Allen, George Reeves. So that's what I grew up watching all the way, and then the Christopher Reeve, and then now present. But my dad was a cop for 42 years, and so a lot of times seeing my dad in uniform, mainly on TV, protecting and serving, that's what got me interested in being, number one, being a cop, but also the superheroes, because my dad was my superhero. My dad was my Superman. And then him getting me that comic book, I guess solidified my my like for Superman. I guess my love for Superman, and then I was able to. Unfortunately, I'm already somewhat tearing up about it. Unfortunately, my dad passed away before he was able to take me down to Metropolis, and the year that my dad passed away, or the following year that my dad passed away, I was able to take that comic book down, and had this was actually my first meeting with Rick Burchett and John Bogdanov, and since that time, John, or not John, but Rick and I have been real close friends.
Rick is adopted us.
Yeah, Rick is almost practically adopted us.
Rick's a super guy and crazy talented too.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of crazy talented and a good guy, there's Bobby Nash. Bobby, good to see you. I hope you're having a great night, my friend. Bobby Nash will be returning to Clever Title Pending in just a few weeks. And Sarah, where do I watch Batwoman? This piqued my interest immediately.
Okay.
CW.
CW. It comes on
Yeah.
CW. I think it airs on Sunday night. You can stream it on Monday nights. On Roku or whatever. So
yeah, I think it's CW, and I believe maybe HBO Max. I think they split it.
that might be.
I think season 1 might be on HBO Max, and season 2 is on the CW, or they might both be on CW.
Well, yeah, yeah.
CW.
And
CW.
also check CW.com. They might have the episodes online as well.
Right.
So,
They just wrapped up their season finale Sunday night. So
yeah, that's where I catch the CW network is where I catch the new Superman and Lois.
right.
And I've gotten into that one real well. They, for TV, the Tyler Hoechlin, they've done a complete revamp on him. When they had him in Supergirl, that just wasn't Superman. To me anyway, it just wasn't Superman. Then when they did Superman and Lois, not only do you get to see what Superman is, but you also who Superman is, but you also get to see Superman as a person as well. And I love the way they bring it almost gives it a little bit of the Christopher Reeve / Zack Snyder-esque type feel to it, to me anyway. It still gives you that fantasy, but also puts it in a realistic type of setting. So which I love that about the show.
Very cool. Very cool. And Sarah goes, yes, scaring a lot of people with cosplaying brings her joy. And Rick Bradley says, The Crow was one of the best all-time movies, and the soundtrack is one of my top 5 ever. And
Yes.
Cindy Kemp asks, what do you call a superhero who likes to cook? Superman. And now she's got some, sorry?
Oh, speaking of the soundtrack and the Crow costume, I've actually sung Stone Temple Pilots' theme song for that movie as the Crow.
Ooh, there we go. Video or it didn't happen. Anyway, now you guys are connoisseurs of cosplay. What's Cindy Cap would like to know what's the favorite what is your favorite cosplay that you've ever seen?
That we've seen.
That you've seen?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh, that I remember that one Superman celebration where they had the 15-foot tall Doomsday was pretty.
Oh
fun.
yeah.
Remember
Yeah.
that?
I do
love
remember that.
one.
I wasn't there when that one happened. When that
Oh,
guy
yeah.
came in. Yeah, that was before I
What
got
was that,
down there.
Andrew Chandler? Or
Yeah. He had
so.
done a 15-foot tall Doomsday thing, but what talking to him later, he he couldn't quite get up onto the stage for judging.
Right.
Because his head kept hitting the strut, the bottom part of the tent.
Right.
So, but looked
And,
great.
The pictures that they took afterwards with Josh Boltinghouse,
Oh
those
yeah.
were iconic shots.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that one really stuck out. Of course, then again, also Alexander Ray's Clark Kent. Also,
Oh yeah.
there was a story behind that he told about how he was riding his motorcycle down I-24. He was headed home to, I guess, Texas or something.
Yeah.
And he saw that the Superman celebration was going on, and he's just decided, well, I'm just going to make a little pit stop and see what this is all about. So when he showed up, he looked so much like Christopher Reeves, everybody was like, hey, you really need to get into the costume contest. So he went and got a Superman t-shirt, put it on underneath of a suit. Somebody loaned him a fedora, and he went up there, and he was like, golly, he went on Christopher Reeve on that way, and he swept the whole competition. And
Yeah,
I think out of it, he won $1,000 for the best overall, and he won $250 for the best Superman.
Yeah.
And so he drove out of there about $1,250 richer than when he drove in. And he wasn't even really planning to go to this thing.
No.
And he just showed up and just nailed it. So,
Yeah.
and so I haven't heard from him in a while, but wherever he's at, I'm sure he's still killing it as the Christopher Reeve Superman. So,
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
Oh, Tom, what about you?
My favorite's seeing the little kids dress up
Ah,
because they have so much fun with it, and it's such a pure joy.
Mm-hmm.
especially when they meet the adult version of their
Yes.
character.
Yes.
Oh
That-
yeah.
That gets complicated.
Yeah.
that hits you right in the feels.
No, definitely. Lonnie, how about you?
Oh boy. There's a
Getting
lot. Again, I have to go with Jess. Seeing the kids do it because again, there's not any of this. Oh my God! I have to rush to get this done. I have to rush to get that done. They just love to come out and they love to do it just because they love to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to the adult side of it,
Doc Ock down at Metropolis.
there was a
pretty awesome.
Doc Ock down in Metropolis that was awesome.
Oh yeah.
I seen what we've got a friend of ours that does an awesome traditional Bumblebee Transformer.
Ooh.
Let's see. Aaron Robb from St. Louis.
Captain Jack.
Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah,
When it comes to adults, he actually got me at one time because he walked into St. Louis Wizard World just in his regular street clothes,
Mm-hmm.
and this guy looks so much like Johnny Depp that he stopped the show and he was walking in his street clothes.
He came in cosplaying Johnny Depp that night.
Yeah.
And everybody thought it was actually Johnny Depp.
And then he later went in and got into costume, and but some of his other cosplays he's done other than just
Oh yeah.
Costumes from Witchblade.
yeah
Are
he's done
fantastic.
yeah, and he fabricates everything he does, and I mean they're awesome.
That's fantastic.
And he's so convincing that even Amber Heard would come up and slap him upside the head. So,
Ouch.
I'm always tickled when people say this stuff and it's not me. You know.
you wanted to say it though.
Yeah, you can almost I felt like it was one of those moments where Des starts speaking. I should have been taking a drink or something, But
You know that little filter that you got that you say, well, maybe I shouldn't say that. I don't have one of those.
No.
Neither one.
I don't have a frame of reference, Dennis, so I really couldn't tell you. You've known me long enough. So now, Cindy Kemp, we kind of got some of this information earlier. What costumes do you want to create next? But what's on your costuming bucket list, guys? What's the one thing you want to make?
If money was no object?
If money was no object, yes.
Huh. I would like to do something along the terms of Iron Man, but based on my old high school colors. Just for the hometown crowd. Just something like that.
Nice.
In which case, my high school mascot was the Pirates, so I would be the Iron Pirate or whatever. So that would probably be my dream cosplay. I was going to do one.
Yeah. Now, what were the colors?
Green and white.
Green and white.
Green and white. I could see that.
Okay.
I could see that. I like that. Very good.
Man, the one that
The pressure.
Yeah,
Yeah, we I tell you, folks, we ask the hard questions on this show. I tell you.
Just say Captain Underpants and get it over.
Well, no. Honestly, it would be. I mean, to
Lady Godiva? What?
yeah, lady. Nefertiti.
There you go.
Honestly, with
RuPaul?
No way.
If you're doing Nefertiti, you're getting waxed.
Brazilian.
No, it's honestly most of the cosplays that I have, I go with what the kids want me to do. I mean, so as much as I would like to say, literally anything, it would be finding the best doing Superman. Really, it's.
I keep trying to talk him into me doing Buzz Lightyear and him doing Woody, but he says he doesn't want to always be laying down on the ground.
I'm sorry, I'm not my mama's toy.
Look, Andy! Andy's mom has toys named Buzz and Woody too!
We'd like to thank Jessica Johnson for appearing on this show in her cameo. Jess, how about you?
This is what I put up with. And I've
I
survived
got one
it.
like you at home. I understand. Yeah.
Saint Jessica.
Saint Jessica, yes. So what's on your list, Jess?
Well,
Or do we move on to the next question?
to not kill Lonnie and Dennis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, there's a few bouncy kawawas in mixed in with hers. So yeah.
She's like, what?
I'm a costume with this baby because I'm evidently missing it.
But I'm liking where this conversation's going. Anyway, Joe Dog McKeel says that I'll save you, Jessica. Joe Dog McKeel says Dan Hollifield does a steampunk Flash.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Ooh, on that one. I like that one. And Carl Witzman goes, closet cosplay? Do go on. And Adrian Johnson, good to see you tonight. Hope you're having a great evening. Cindy Kemp wonders, what does Wonder Woman change her name to when she travels? Wonder Woman. That's good. I know. Vaudeville isn't dead. This is just how it smells. Anyway, Cindy Kemp would like to know what are the toughest costumes that you've ever assembled? What proved to be the biggest challenges?
Actually, I think I've only assembled one costume, and it was Ragman, and to sew that, you don't have to be a good sewer, but
You got to make them stay.
You got to make them stay, and it's got to fit to the costume perfectly. So I would wear the suit and sew while I was in it. So I stuck myself about 1 million times, but yeah, it in the end it was well worth it because what was it? Alex Savick, is that?
Yes.
Yeah, he was like a kid in a candy store when he saw it. He was like, this is what Robert Kniger and was it Joe Schubert?
Joe Kubert. Yeah.
Yeah, this is what they envisioned. You nailed it. So when you got the blessing of a DC artist like that,
Oh, I hear you.
that
I hear.
that hit me in the feel. So
Oh, I hear. Well, I tell you, my first picture when you open up my computer is the picture with me and George Perez. I was Uncle Marvel that one year, and he's up there at the Superman celebration signing autographs and doing sketches. He sees me and then goes, wait a minute, and comes running around, and he puts his arm around me. He's like, can I get a picture with you? And I'm like, that shouldn't be the other way around, dude. But I mean, that's my favorite picture. So, Lonnie, Jessica, what are the toughest costumes you've ever assembled?
Again, for me,
yeah,
I don't fit the stereotypical cosplayer,
and that's fine.
So I have to take and find what I like and what I'm comfortable in.
Mm-hmm.
And I've taken to where all but maybe one or two of my costumes are done with corsets.
Mm-hmm.
And the running joke behind that is my work is trying to unofficially torture me. And a friend of mine that cosplays with us, we made the statement that they must not know as well because we wear steel-boned corsets for fun. So yeah, piecing mine together with corsets and what other pieces that I want to make it to where I'm comfortable in portraying the character the way I want to do it. Because unfortunately in the cosplay community, body shaming is the worst.
Yeah.
And
that's a shame.
We had an instance to where I almost completely quit cosplaying for almost 2 years because of body shaming.
Oh, I've been body shamed as Superman.
Yeah.
There's always got to be that one person in the crowd. You can have 99% of the people saying we love what you do. There's always that one person that's got to rain on your parade.
Well, the lovely ladies down in Knoxville of Fan Fatale are some that really helped get my confidence back to cosplay again.
Good.
Shannon Prince is the big one. She has done a lot for it.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad you didn't quit, Jess. I really am. And Cindy Kemp volunteers that she made an amigurumi staff for someone. That's kind of like a little knitted thing, and they are works of art like this one. So anyway, and it was stuffed with pipe insulation with a dowel in the middle. So possible tip there. And then she's got some more jokes. How was the superhero party? It was pretty low-key. And what do heroes like Spider-Man and Ant-Man have in common? They bug the villains.
Oh my God.
Well, I know. That's just true. That's not really a joke. That's just actually true.
It is true. Yeah, between Spider-Man's chatter and Ant-Man just going wherever he wants to, So, so anyway, what is Sarah would like to know, what is your favorite D&D book character? Mine is Driz Dorden. Gotta love the Drow. Do you guys have we mentioned D&D earlier.
Right.
I can honestly say I do not, because I'm not overly familiar with D&D.
Okay.
My knowledge of D&D is the cartoon from the 80s.
Yeah. We're more into B&D than D&D.
Okay. Fair enough. Rated M for mature. The views of Mr. Manning do not reflect those of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network or sadly enough, maybe they do. Anyway, So, anyway, about cosplay, closet cosplay earlier. Cindy Cap thinks cosplaying as a closet would be tricky. It's where you put the hinges on the door. That's very important. And
Yeah,
what
that,
here,
that
super,
back flap, it just gets that back flap. Just might, just got to make sure that thing locks.
Only we can say closet cosplay and make it sound dirty.
on this show, we can make anything sound dirty. I'm telling you, it's a gift. But we didn't keep the receipt. Anyways, what superhero is great at making jokes? The pun is sure. And Joe Dog McKeel says, since they are supporting St. Jude, what is their opinion of the Inspiration 4 mission and what it has raised so far? I admit I'm not familiar with this.
I'm not
Honestly,
either.
I am not either.
Yeah, Joe, if you want to give us a little more explanation on that, we could.
That
Definitely.
or pop a link down, send us a link to it. That way we can check it out.
Yeah, seriously, yeah. And Dan Hollifield of Stupid O'Clocks and also Last Man Standing. Stay tuned for that show on Thursday nights and actually what turns out to be Sunday mornings. Closet Cosplay is taking clothes from your normal wardrobe and making a costume out of it. That's why I can do cowboy characters in Indiana Jones so easily. You know, one year I did it for Superman. I was Bibble Lebowski.
Yeah. I did the movie version of Gambit from the Wolverine X-Men movie. That I actually got to meet Stan Lee dressed as Gambit, and that was I was a kid in a candy store.
Lois Lane.
Yeah.
Yep. Just as Lois Lane.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, my Cyclops.
Well, other than the mask, or other than my mask, I forgot this one from earlier. I also do Black Mask, and
Everything
not
was out of the
everything,
closet except the
everything for that one was out of my closet except for the mask.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And Carl Wilson says, "Oh, Dan, that takes all the fun out of it." Dan replies, "Well, it depends on what's in your closet, Carl. My wife can do a killer, Mae West." There you go. And how many of us here know who that is? Anyway, and Eric Hawkins says, has Lonnie been displaying... Thank you, me too. Come up and see me sometime. Anyway, has Lonnie been displaying any spider powers yet?
No.
No, not yet.
Yeah. And I was just thinking of webbing, and then I thought of where it comes out of, and we're going to move on now. Anyway, Michaela J says we should probably close down the bar because it's my anniversary weekend. Yeah, we could do that. We could seriously do that. And Michaela is going to be at Heroes. Have I met her in person yet? I don't think so. Well, you are in for a treat, Eric Hawkins, and she is in a treat. She's going to have a treat to meet you, sir. Joe Dog McKeel says, one of my best defenses against CC is saying I'll pass when someone hands me a drink and says, try this, cut me down to a good 50-50. Okay. And Michaela says, no, Eric, we haven't met in person yet, but we will fix that. And Eric Hawkins says, can't wait to meet you. You are both in for a treat. Christian Basil of the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. It says that's the new villain of the Marvel Comics universe, Concrud. There we go.
Yes.
They will probably take a trademark out on it. And which foods do superheroes like? Asks Cindy Cap. Superfoods, of course. And Joe Dog McGill says, Guy Gilchrist is an awesome dude. Stopped wife and I in our cosplay of Sylvester and Granny. He then sketched out our pose and gave it to us.
Oh, that sounds like Guy.
Yeah,
that sounds like him. I've met him a couple times. He is a good person. He really is. And Michaela and Eric are getting to know each other best. And Sarah says, is it okay to ask how much you generally end up donating by the end of a show? The average amount. Just curious. Now, you were very public about the original Heroes for Kids Con.
Right.
Maybe you want to give the numbers and who those went to, because it was not the same charities that are going to be there this year.
No.
Our first year, 2019, for Heroes for Kids Comic Con, our goal was to raise $4,000 to split between Children's Miracle Network and the Hope Therapeutic Horsemanship Center here in Perryville. And we ended up raising $4,404 that we were able to split evenly between them. Our goal this year is to hit at least $5,000 to split between the Veterans Wall and St. Jude.
That'll be great. And if everybody would please just show up for this show, which will be an amazing one-day event, I think we can make that goal.
And then also on that, if anybody that is listening just wants to donate, they can hit us up on our messenger page, on our Heroes for Kids page, and let us know.
PayPal information.
We can give you the PayPal information.
There we go. There we go. And Cindy Cap says, why do superheroes always get the bad guys? Because they're so capable. And Jeff Gurman, I like to tell people not all superheroes wear capes, but we look so darn good in them when we do. And Cindy Cap asks, what do cameras and superheroes have in common? A flash. and Sarah says, did you like Smallville? My favorite memory was when Clark Kent got a cold and blew the huge barn door to oblivion when he sneezed. Good thing he wasn't doing any of his costume or his closet cosplay then. They could have been embarrassing.
Oh, yeah.
So I take it you guys dug Smallville too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Doug
Smallville, yeah. One of my favorite spots, I'm going to have to, was the gym scene. Where he's vision? No, not the heat. Well, that was
the X-ray vision.
The X-ray vision.
The heat vision. Yeah, I remember that one.
Every boy's dream. Come on.
Yeah, I like Krista Allen a lot too.
I personally like the heat vision.
Yeah, the
episode.
The heat vision. Yeah.
Lonnie's on the diving board, and he's
that when he got the heat vision was during the hot teacher during.
Yeah, that was also in that too. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the same episode. So.
Yes.
Okay, now here we go. Now we have a serious question from Sarah. Be braced for it. And this is one I'm sure a lot of people ask. Well, first of all, she volunteers at her corset pushes her boob into her throat. I almost said my throat. That could have been very embarrassing. And how do you keep your costumes intact when you have to go to the bathroom? Eeks.
That is why handlers are so important.
Yes. Handlers.
That's
or like Iron Man, you just go,
just have a dirty, rotten scoundrel. Yeah. Just have a dirty, rotten scoundrels moment, right?
Yeah. Now, usually we have handlers that, help us to remove certain parts, and then we do the rest ourselves. Yeah.
I think we ought to move on as quickly as possible. Dan Hollifield says, I also did a steampunk Zorro a couple years ago at Anachrocon. Ooh. And Rick Bradley says, Jessica, I'm definitely not a superhero build, but maybe Pip the Troll. But I love cosplaying. Haters are going to hate, but they are jealous because they don't have the confidence we do. So to Hades with them, and we shall cosplay on.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
It takes a special kind of chutzpah to walk down Main Street in spandex in June.
Yeah. Plus a good internal cooling system as well.
Yeah.
And Christian Illusionist Jake Lindsay asked, do you do Halloween events? Do you get many requests to do stuff around Halloween?
Well, for the last several years, we set up at our home, and we will take and do a Facebook Live, letting everybody know to come out, and we'll do little contests. This last year, we did a costume contest for the kids that came up, and we got pictures of the ones that wanted to participate, and then posted them on Heroes for Kids and let everybody vote for them. Mm-hmm. And we had trophies to give them, and we had the Batman villains that evening while we were playing the '89 Batman series. We had our
excellent.
We had our projector and big screen going outside playing that.
Oh,
so
awesome.
People can
candy,
come by.
Popcorn, hot chocolate.
Had candy, popcorn, hot chocolate. They could come in. They could sit out on our driveway, watch the movie, and enjoy themselves. We again, with the way everything was going last year, we wanted to try to make it to where it was safe and comfortable for everybody to be able to go out and still enjoy the one of the best holidays of the year.
Mm-hmm.
We also do Moonlight Madness up on our town square, We've done that a couple different times now, and um,
Yeah.
we ran out of candy very quickly this last time.
Yes. When we first started doing it, we could line them up to about half a block away. We have a line about half a block. This
past year it was
this
about
past year-
3 blocks.
Yeah, it went all the way down the street, round the corner, all the way down the block that way, and then all the way down the street. It circled the courthouse on 3 sides. That's how long the line was. And,
Wow.
and a lot of the folks were coming to us first before they were going to the
Yeah.
other booths to get their candy, and so the other folks weren't exactly thrilled with us because
They
we
were happy when we ran out of candy.
Yes, because
I
then
just bet.
then they were able to give away some of their stuff, and then when we ran out of candy, then they start coming up and handing us their candy. So they were like, "Keep going, keep going. We don't want to take this stuff home." You know, so
And when we ran out of candy, we were still taking pictures with people. We kept going until the night's done. But yeah, if any town in the area wants us to come in for their Moonlight Madness or their town trick or treat event that they do, yeah, just have them give us a call.
Most excellent, most excellent. And Gospel Jake illusionist Jake Lindsay wants to know: do you guys own sequin costumes or sequin coats as costumes? They do a lot better than that. If you want to check out what they do, go to facebook.com/Heroes for Kids, Perryville, Missouri, and you can see what great costuming these people do. You'll be very impressed. Trust me on this one. And Jeff Gurman says, I do Stinky Pete from Toy Story 2. Except for the giant foam cowboy hat, it was all closet cosplay that I threw together in 1 hour.
Awesome.
wow.
Very impressive, Jeff. Way to go.
Some of the best costumes come together in the quickest time.
Oh yeah, we've got a group of husband and wife couple. We've got a couple that comes down from a couple towns over, and about 90% of their cosplays are closet cosplays.
Mhm.
So yeah, and they do an awesome job. It's everything from steampunk to anime to that's Nathan and
Nathan and Tabby. Yes.
Nathan and Tabby.
Yeah.
They're blank.
Nice. And that is very cool, Jeff. Thank you for sharing that. And how do you pick which cosplay to do at which events? What goes into your planning when you do personal events?
It depends on the type of event that we're going to,
And your
whether
audience.
or not they are requesting specific characters. If it's a Halloween event, we can go slightly darker.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a birthday party, you're probably going to have Superman, Batman,
Spider-Man,
Harley
now.
Quinn, Spider-Man.
Right. But now, like if it's a veterans event or something, then Superman and Captain America are usually the most requested.
Yeah.
It also, I've noticed that age also kind of plays a part
Yes.
in it. The older folks like Captain America and the Boy Scout kind of stuff, the Superman and Captain America. But when it comes to the little kids, they're more wanting their god tier superheroes like Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, and sometimes an event will just lend itself to what you're going to do, whatever it is.
Well,
So-
take for instance our Comic-Con this year.
Yeah.
Just so happens our Comic-Con
Our guests.
our guest or the Comic-Con this year somewhat turned into has a Disney /
Marvel
theme to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because with John Anderson being from the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 movie, Matthew actually playing in
The Gifted.
The Gifted, which is an X-Men based movie
And then
or
you have
TV
Philo.
series,
and then
and
you
then
have
you
Philo
have
for Disney.
and then you have Philo for Disney. So this year, I think for the most part, we're going to see. I know Gambit's coming out to this one,
And I don't know. I'm kind of torn. Part of me wants to do Captain America, but But then again, I got to think about the weather and how hot it's going to be. So it'll probably end up being Wolverine. So
Yeah.
At least this kind of won't have to chase after somebody.
right.
No, we'll have
Yeah.
enough law enforcement on hand for that.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah, that's true.
Hey,
So
you
we
know, the only bad part about having to chase that guy down at Cape Con was the fact that as I'm running after this guy, after the assault of one of the vendors, and I hate to really bring that up, but
Right.
you know, the funny part about it is after I got back inside, a lot of the patients that patrons that saw me running after this guy thought it was a skit, so nobody helped me. They literally thought this cosplay. They thought somebody was filming the an X-Men skit of Gambit chasing after somebody. I was like, wait a minute, Gambit's a thief. It should be the opposite way around.
Yeah.
By the way, pleather doesn't slide very well across.
Actually, it
carpets.
did. It
Did
did. Yes.
Well, that's because of the sweat.
But
sweat.
a sweat now sweating in a pleather costume, that was something
Yeah.
else.
And remember, folks, this is the learning place.
Oh, yes,
You're writing this stuff down.
But I can say this much: the company that built my Gambit costume did a damn good job of doing it, because I ran across again. I Dukes of Hazzard slid across the car. I ran across the parking lot and the field next to, almost out to the highway by the Osage Center.
Uh-huh.
And his costume
And my
held up great.
costume held up 100%.
Wow, that's an endorsement right there.
Oh yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. Yeah, because some of these costumes, you know, I've been in a couple of them, and you can tear them apart by just listening hard. So,
The
Joe
only
Dog
problem is I wish I would have had my bow staff, because
Oh,
if
yeah.
I would have had my bow staff, I would have caught him a lot sooner.
There you go. There you go. See, that's the reason why you got to let Gambit have his bow staff. Joe
Yep.
Dog McKeel's Dream Cosplay is making the new SpaceX spacesuit. The STL file to the helmet is acquired, and in my friend's printer file and inspiration for is the civilian SpaceX mission, sold a seat via auction. Very cool. Now, Jake Lindsay has a very good question here, and we may not get to everyone's question tonight, folks, because we're bunching up on 2 hours here, and our guests have been very generous with their time. Christian Illusionist Jake
Keep going
Lindsay.
for it.
Okay, you asked for it. Anyway, and Jake Lindsay asked, how do you deal with summer heat with the costumes?
That's when you go with your lighter weight costumes, because you want to be able to be comfortable and not get overheated, because when you're in costume, you're not going to eat or drink a lot.
Yeah. Stash, one thing, especially for like when we go down to Metropolis, we try to park as close as we can to where all the action is happening on Main Street, on Market Street there in Metropolis. And we usually keep a cooler of water, Gatorade, something inside our vehicle cool.
To snack on.
That way we
Yeah.
can drink, snack. That way we don't get overheated.
And we kind of keep track of where they've got the AC that
Yeah.
we can go in and cool off.
Yes.
And the big thing is we also keep track of each other, because
Right, yes.
you know,
And we respond to our body signals when it says, okay, guys, I need to get out of this heat. And
Definitely.
yeah, we
Yeah.
definitely
and
listen
again,
to our body
with us going to enough cons, a lot of the times when we go to these cons, we've became real good friends with a lot of these people out there that are going to these cons. So you know, we all work together. You know,
and we look out for each other.
yeah.
That's great. That is great to hear. And Joe Dog McKeel finishes off the story. They raised close to $200 million for that seat on the SpaceX. Obviously, I didn't have my wallet on me that day. And Cindy Gap asks, what does Superman eat his breakfast in? A Super Bowl, of course. Oh, and yes, and remember, folks, you can buy the podcaster at risingtideindustries.com. It is the broadcaster's friend. And Sarah says, I'm sure there are people who volunteer as being handlers.
We have several people that don't want to cosplay. They would rather help more behind the scenes and they come in and they'll be handlers and they'll take the pictures or get the characters something to drink or just help keep. If we get a group of people coming up for a picture, they'll take and kind of organize it to where nobody's getting pushed to the side and bringing them up to us one at a time to do pictures.
Sure, sure. And I would also add that, you know, the volunteer opportunities abound at a lot of these shows. If you're interested, contact the convention organizers and see if you can, you know, do a shift at a show. I know a lot of major conventions will say, well, if you work like a 2 to 4 hour shift, you get the rest of the day for free.
Yeah.
You know, some of the larger shows do that. So you know, it helps a lot of people. You know,
Yep.
even if it's just like I was at a show in Hannibal, Missouri.
Yes.
There were people going around asking if we could, you know, if we wanted water and stuff.
Yeah.
Which was pretty darn cool. And Sarah gets graphic here. Sweat in your costumes and they peel it off your butts with any luck. But anyway, yes. And Christian Jake, I'm sure they would do a gig at a zoo. They would do one at any place too. Anyway, and Carl,
we've actually done a gig at a zoo.
Yes, we have.
Really?
Yes, we have done we've actually done, I think, 3 or 4 gigs at the zoo. The only
Estonia.
The Estonia Walk.
The Estonia Walk
At the St. Louis Zoo.
The only bad part about doing them at the zoo is we have to stay in the main portion of the building or the main portion of the zoo, because if we go out into the actual zoo area, some of the colors or some of the could even be some of the materials of the costumes can actually have an effect on the animals.
Right.
So, and this was told to us by the zookeepers out there. So what they'll do is they'll designate a certain area for us to be at, and then that's where they have their main our main meet and greet. And then afterwards, if we still want to go out and go visit the zoo, they'll give us either a T-shirt that we have to go change before we go out into the zoo area.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Very cool. Rick Bradley says, my closet cosplay was Dad Bod Thor. I remember that. Except the wig and my owner had so much fun playing him, though. Very cool. Very cool. And Joe Dog McKeel says, my favorite closet cosplay I did was Walter Dunham. I ended up getting drafted for an hour at a con doing door duty. I could badmouth anyone that walked in and they would want a picture with me. Only you, Joe Dog. Only you. Now, this is an excellent question from Jake Lindsay. Do you have to pay for the copyrighted characters, or is it free to dress up as a copyrighted character? A lot of comic book companies and movies, etc., trademark the distinctive look of their characters. Now, what is your arrangement on some of this?
Well, what we do, the big thing where a lot of the times where it gets people is, is when you have somebody that's actually doing paid events. For instance, you asked me to come to your birthday party and you're paying me. I'm using this as an income. That is where you see Disney, Marvel, Image, or whoever the creator of that. That's where you see that's where your copy. A lot of the times your copyright gets where you go overboard with is if you're using your character for some type of a game. Right. We aren't using it for a game.
We do not charge a fee to do an event.
No.
If someone wants to make a donation to Heroes for Kids, that's wonderful. We are a federal nonprofit organization, and we distribute it to other nonprofit
organizations. Nothing goes into our pocket.
Right. The takeaway is that we don't get paid to do this. We do this for free. All monies that we receive go to charity. You can't financially gain from it if you go and you portray a character and you get the money and you keep it as an income. You'll get hit with a cease and desist letter. We don't do that.
Yeah. For instance, the cosplays that we come up with and we do, come out of our own pocket. So, it may take me a year to come up with a new suit because, again, it comes out of my own pocket. When we go to shows, whether it be cons, special events, the gas money, the food, the lodging, everything comes out of our own pocket. We do. If somebody say, if I go to Florida, if we go to Florida to do an event, to do a meet and greet, and somebody gives us money for going down there, we don't take that. That money goes strictly into Heroes for Kids. That money goes into the Heroes for Kids 501c3 organization, and then it gets distributed out to the other organizations that we help.
Very cool. Very cool. And Dan Hollifield, superhero tested costumes. There we go. There could be a sidelight for these guys. Cindy Cap says, listening to a cosplay panel, one gent said to be careful with the pre-made ones. He had one that was so thin, he put it on and wondered, we're doing clothes today, right? Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And Sarah says her favorite cosplay was Master Ron Fitzgerald, the former mayor of Hell, cosplaying as me. This will demand some explanation. I was doing a Clever Tile Pending last October, and Ron Fitzgerald, the illusionist, the Chicago-based illusionist, the master of dark, sticky fun, was going to be my guest, and he popped onto the show with fake cardboard sideburns, a fez, and a bow tie. And I was given no warning whatsoever. So, and my reaction was pretty much like yours is. I was halfway under the table with laughter. But anyway, everyone seems to like what we're doing. Cindy Cap says, y'all done good. Thanks for hosting the adventure. CKOEPB.com. Check out her newsletter. Check out her upcoming Animal Eye #1 comic and the novel it is based on, available on Amazon. Great show, guys. Thank you, Joe Dog McKeel. Stupid O'Clock, Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern and Saturdays at 11. And stay tuned for Last Man Standing following each show on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. And so we have caught up with the comments. Thank you, everyone, for your comments and your great questions. And now I'm going to turn this over to you guys. Again, you get the spotlight here, and tell everybody what you got coming on. So give another word about the Heroes for Kids Con, and tell everybody how they can keep up with you guys. But before that, Donna Carlene says, fun show, guys. Again, thank you for all you do. I got to echo that too.
Thank everybody for all their support.
Yes.
Without everybody's support, we wouldn't be able to keep going. That's the big thing.
Well, one fun thing that we are doing with Heroes for Kids Comic Con coming up, I contacted the 2 local high schools, got a hold of the art teachers, and had the art teachers for grades 9 to 12 nominate 2 artists per school to be featured at our show.
Oh, wow.
So
great.
Most times when you see something like this, they're going to be set somewhere over out of the way. I'm giving these kids a trial by fire. I'm putting them smack dab in the middle of our professional artists.
We thought about this. It's one of those things. Our daughter loves to draw, and she was part of the inspiration behind this. Again, a lot of the stuff that we get inspiration from on the stuff that we do is through the kids and our real life trials and tribulations that we go through. But it was one of them things with this. Our daughter wanted to be involved, and she's gotten really interested. She got interested into drawing, and it's because of the artist. It's because the artist that we've hung out with and we've become friends with. So I got to thinking, what could we do, especially if a high schooler is wanting to be able to further this into their career, put this in as a career, whether it be art, drama, to become get into like drama to where they can become a movie star, a writer. Why not put these kids, high schoolers,
in reach of people that do this for a living?
And that way they can, instead of sitting, and this isn't taking away from a panel or anything like that, but this is a way to be able to give these students that really want to get into this line of work, in that line of work, to, maybe it'll help better them, maybe it'll help them be prepared for what they're looking forward to, and have those people that can give them that extra push to see their dream come alive.
That's fantastic. That is a super idea. So it's July 17th at the Perry Park Center, right?
Yes.
In Perryville, Missouri, the gateway to Chester. I know that now. Chester, Illinois, the home of Popeye. You can visit them when you're done. Say hello to Debbie Brooks for me. But anyway, definitely check out the Heroes for Kids page, Perryville, Missouri, on Facebook. Definitely check out the Heroes for Kids Con. Please make plans to attend. We would love to see you there. And Donna, Carlene is applauding you in real life, as do I. You guys, I am so proud of you guys. So proud to know you. And Sarah says, great show. Love you. Thank you, Sarah. And thank you all for being here. So, guys, remember, you can follow these wonderful folks on Facebook, Heroes for Kids, Perryville Mo, or Heroes for Kids Comic-Con, right?
Heroes for Kids Comic-Con.
I've seen it often enough. I should remember it by now. Anyway, Jessica Johnson, Lonnie Johnson, Dennis Manning, thank you guys, Heroes for Kids, for being here tonight. Rick Bradley says, great show. I'll be messaging you, Jessica. And everyone take care and stay creative. You too, Rick. Thank you for being here. Now, I'm going to put you guys in the background here. Please hang out so I can say goodnight to you properly.
Absolutely.
All right, but again, thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you. Appreciate you so much. Anyway, thank you to Heroes for Kids, Dennis, Jessica, and Lonnie for being here tonight. And thank you all for your comments. And whether you're watching live or on the reruns, we appreciate you all. And thank you to our new friends on Twitch. And good night to you, Joe Dog McKeel. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you being here too. And let's get down to the right place here. Somebody else we appreciate is our sponsor for tonight's show, Plasma Fire Graphics. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. Plasma Fire Graphics, they do great book covers like my brand new book, Snow Ambition, #4 in the Snow Short series. Check it out at ben-books.com or buy it for 99 cents right now on amazon.com. I know you've heard of them. Anyway, Plasma Fire Graphics, they do great covers. They do super graphics that'll help you sell that book. They also do trailers like you just saw. They did their own trailer. They can do one for you. They're very affordable. Plasma Fire Graphics, check them out on Facebook and plasmafiregraphics.com. When the look of your book matters to you. And what also matters to you should be the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. 7 days a week of entertainment and information. We've got you covered every day of the week. Tomorrow we will have Never Mind the Furthermore at 10 a.m. and then a full docket of entertainment on Thursday at 10 in the morning. We will have Ted Talks Timepieces as artist Ted Davies goes through his wristwatch collection and tells you what all wonders he's got there. Then at 7 p.m. will be Comic Book Spectrum with myself, Clyde Hall, Eric Hawkins, and Brian Rodman. And Creative as Hale's taking a couple weeks off. Then we go straight to Joe Dog McKeel and the great people at Stupid O'Clock at 9 p.m. Eastern. Check it out and stick around for Last Man Standing. Also want to thank our Patreon subscribers. Patreon is a monthly subscription where the funding goes to your favorite creators. I hope I'm the one. These people are supporting me, and they get all kinds of cool things for their contributions. Check out what I'm offering, all the various rewards at www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. And anyway, a great thank you again to our friends at Heroes for Kids. Check out their convention July 17th. And remember that when you get your ticket, when the people there, we're going to be working towards getting some money raised for the St. Jude's Children's Hospital, as well as Missouri's National Veterans Memorial. Two great causes. Please come see us. I'll be there along with some other wonderful creators, and we'd love to see you as well. And also next week on Clever Title Pending, we'll have artist and writer Mike Jimmy Lorsha de Bruin. First time on the show. He's going to talk about his great comic book, Life on Korra. Please show up for that, and you can learn more about crowdfunding. You can learn more about what it takes to publish your own stories from another point of view. So please join us for that show. And Christian Basil, good night to you. And Dan Hollifield, brother, thank you for being here. Dan is the host of Last Man Standing on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. And so, folks, thank you all for being here. And we'll see you tomorrow at 10 on Clever Title Pending. And definitely see you next week with Mike Jimmy Lorsha de Bruin here on, or tomorrow on Never Mind the Furthermore, next week on Clever Title Pending. I'm so excited. I can't wait for next week. Anyway, hope you all have a great night. All right. And as always, stay smart, stay safe, wash your hands, and never apologize for being awesome. Have a great evening, everyone. Thanks for watching Clever Title Pending.